We were originally planning to cover a night of primary and runoff elections across America, but then the shooting at Robb Elementary School changed everything.
Unfortunately, these acts of violence have become woven into the fabric of American politics and our elections. And while tonight's voting seems small right now, it matters. These folks are going to have to decide whether they should do something about what happened tonight. So here are tonight's results as polls have closed around the country.
At this hour, the NBC News Decision Desk projects that Georgia Governor Brian Kemp has won the Republican nomination for another term. He quite handily cleared the 50% threshold to avoid a runoff with challenger David Perdue, who had the money and the backing of former President Trump. Perdue built his campaign on the false claim that the 2020 presidential election was rigged and that Kemp was responsible for Mr. Trump's loss in Georgia, though Perdue tonight said he'd back Kemp this November. This, by the way, is arguably the biggest loss for Trump in his line of endorsement.
This may be the worst performance by a former United States senator in any election not involving a presidential primary that I can ever remember. Maybe Frank Murkowski when he lost his Republican primary for governor to a woman named Sarah Palin. Kemp's Democratic opponent will be Stacey Abrams, who ran unopposed, making this a rematch of their 2018 face-off. If elected, Abrams would be the first black woman ever elected to governor of a U.S. state.
On the Senate side in Georgia, NBC News projects that Heisman Trophy winner Herschel Walker will be the Republican nominee. He will take on incumbent Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock. No surprises there. That's exactly what we were anticipating. Walker backed by Trump as well.
And what may be the biggest surprise of the night, if you talked to any of us 3 months ago, our Decision Desk says the Georgia Republican Secretary of State primary is too early to call. However, the incumbent, Brad Raffensperger, who seemed dead in the water 3 months ago, may actually avoid a runoff against the Trump-backed Congressman Jody Hice. Raffensperger may not just win this primary, but win it without a runoff. It would be the ultimate. You think President Trump whiffed on Brian Kemp, this would be even, and if it's possible to have a bigger whiff than Perdue Kemp, it would be Raffensperger Hice.
Yeah, very close at this hour. All right. And in Texas's 28th district, not too far from Uvalde, the runoff election between incumbent Democratic Congressman Henry Cuellar and his progressive challenger, Jessica Cisneros, is too close to call. And, of course, she has been backed by Senator Bernie Sanders, as well as AOC, Senator Elizabeth Warren. You can stick with NBCNews.com through the evening for the latest on these races and all the other places.
Don't let that 4-point margin. Today. It's 1,100 votes. That's one of those things. It's a much closer race. It's going to be fluid. It's going to take
which is notable as well, because Cuellar has been in Congress for decades.
And George P. Bush, by the way, got walloped tonight. So no more Bushes are holding office anywhere in America.
Yeah. Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.